Hey, this is Paul, and today I'm going to talk to you about the must-have varieties that you want to get early buds and blooms. And number one is going to be a sugar dragon or a voodoo child. I'm going to call it Solanaceae setaceus hybrids, or 8S. And here's a great example. This is voodoo child from UCNR. You can see a flower bud here. It's one of the earliest ones. And then I have another 15 or so coming in right now. You can see two on this little two-sided branch, and then a bunch popping here and starting to pop here. And these are always consistently the first to bloom for Scott, me, and most people. And again, it's the Solanaceae setaceus DNA. So easiest and most common would be a sugar dragon. So that's the first variety you want to grow. They kind of are slow to start, but then they'll really start to take off. And then this is going to be your pollen source. So this is self-fertile, and they call it the universal pollinator. You can see there's 4 new buds that are popping up here today. They weren't there yesterday. So this is going to have a nice flush. Here's 2 more right here. You can see as the thorns get kind of dark, that's a hint that a bud or a branch is going to bloom on this variety. Now, after you have a Solanaceae setaceus, I recommend sugar dragon, or again voodoo child, 8S. You're going to want to get a Guatemalan. So Hylocereus guatemalensis is going to be the second variety to open up early, and this one is a Nicaraguan red. Now this one, the skin's a little thin, but it is tasty, and you can see it's already having its first flush here. So these tend to be a bit more sensitive to the cold, and oh, there's some nice new buds here. And this, you'll see, you'll get a nice mixture of branches and buds on these more mature plants. So these are the first 2 varieties you'll want to start growing, in my opinion. Will be a Guatemalan. I would recommend American Beauty, or this Nicaraguan red is another good one. Let's go up the hill and let's go show you some other ones that are of the similar species that will also be early bloomers. Let's go. So Paul Thompson was definitely onto something, because he crossed a setaceus, this one is Houghton, with a Guatemalensis, which is Rixford here. Now, Rixford is a little cold sensitive, Houghton's a little spiny, but the offspring were great because they are sugar dragon or Arizona purple, probably. I think this one's the same as voodoo child, and you can see it's got a bud here. It's another early blossom, one of the first to bloom. And then, if Scott noticed already, sugar dragon's having its first wave as well. And I've noticed that these are slightly delayed because they also get more shade. So this is a different section of the yard, it gets more shade. So notice that these sugar dragons are blooming slightly slower than the voodoo child you saw down the hill. Looks like that might be a bud to branch, but it is awake. And then here's Neon, which has not woken up yet. But this one was moved last year. It's a really old plant. And people keep asking me to do a video on all of these. I will when I have flowers and fruit on them, hopefully this season. Just really quick, I would say that Neon tastes slightly better than sugar dragon, in my opinion so far. I really like it, but the fruit tends to be smaller. Now, you can see a bunch of other Guatemalans here that will be early bloomers. This is G1, not much action here, but this G2 already has some flower buds. Here's one and another one. And again, this is the Guatemalan variety, Hylocereus guatemalensis. And this is similar to American Beauty, which is another great one that's going to be an early bloomer. And then going down, you can see here's another G2, we have G3. And then this is another more rare cetaceous. This is Leo Manuel. He crossed 7S with Neon. So you can see it hasn't woken up yet. It's a little slower than sugar dragon and voodoo child, but I'm interested to see when this one makes some flower buds. And here is Paul Thompson's 7S, which is the sister of sugar dragon 8S, but you can see I do not have any flower buds on it yet. It is sort of a younger plant, so maybe next season it might be an early bloomer, so we'll see. So those are just a few of the varieties. Oh, one more, Condor. You want to see, Condor tends to be a Guatemalan that's an early bloomer. You can see here's its first flush. And this plant's not even very large. So that's Condor, really delicious Guatemala. So I recommend those 2 cultivars to start with, or I should say varieties, Hylocereus setaceus and Hylocereus guatemalensis. So there you go, give us a like and a subscribe. We'll keep them coming. Have a great day.